Okay, here we go. We are good to start. Yo, everybody, this is Purge bringing you guys a game from the GosuLeague. It's going to be Empire versus Pulse. They have a new icon. That's awesome. It has a little pulse thing. It's beautiful. The game has started. Oops, I have to turn on my in-game mic. I just remembered this. Yes. Audio, audio, audio. Enable open mic. Hello to all the viewers on the stream. Thanks for watching and buying the GosuLeague ticket. It is only $1. If you guys want to watch all these matches on the lobby, you can. My name's Purge. In case you're watching through the client, I appreciate that. It's actually my first cast in probably like a week and a half. Sorry for the delay here, but it should be really exciting. Empire, one of the best teams right now. Definitely top 4 Western. Pulse, not as highly ranked, but definitely still a very good team. So I'm excited to see how things are going. Looks like Wisp as well as Batrider are being banned first round right now. Magnus is still first picked, a hero that's been seeing a lot of play recently, getting much better with time, but mostly he just got so many buffs to Skewer and reverse polarity, and generally just play style. A lot of players finally discovering Magnus and how powerful he is. You look at things like reverse polarity and you realize how powerful his ulti stun is. It does a big AoE just because of the fact, think about it this way. Sorry, I didn't explain that super well. It goes through Magic Immunity, it does damage, and it's instacast. It doesn't require you to have a Black King bar. All you have to have is position. You can get that from either Skewer or Blink Dagger. And it just gives you so many good options. Who needs a black hole when you can have reverse polarity? That's kind of the thought that everybody goes through right now when they draft Magnus. Even for a solo mid lane, Magnus becomes really effective because Skewer has 1200 range now at all levels. You can actually skewer enemies back to your tower. Really bad situation for them if you can skewer them all the way back there at their early game. And he's also very evasive because you can use Skewer just to run away. If a gank comes, bam, launch yourself away, get skewered away, you have a much better chance of surviving. So that is all very, very good options there. Bounty Hunter is going to be picked up by Pulse, one of the other heroes that is still very highly valued in the scene. Obviously not quite as much as others. A little surprised about the Disruptor, by the way. I didn't talk about that, but I'm not sure if we've been seeing Pulse using Disruptor a lot, but they're going to draft a Bounty Hunter followed by Templar Assassin next, so Bounty Hunter TA. Interesting choices. Pretty standard, though, completely. I'm expecting to say maybe TA versus Magnus mid. Magnus is sometimes played long lane solo as well, which he can do fairly well because of Skewer, as well as Shockwave. You can last hit from range, as well as get back to your tower. That's your options. And Empire gets 2 picks now. Bounty Hunter gives Pulse a great long lane solo. The reason he's drafted so early still is because he's so survivable as a long lane. He goes invisible, and mid-game he gets Track. Track is so useful for any hero that ends up chasing. It's going to be great for TA and any other team fight hero for Pulse. But Jakiro Darkseer on Empire gives them a really, really good team fight right now, and that is a scary, scary lineup. One other thing I didn't mention about Magnus is that his reverse polarity acts as a vacuum, so it's essentially like an AoE stun that also vacuums, which allows for, dare I say it, wombo combos. Please don't hate me. And this is really good with Jakiro, first of all. Jakiro has a lot of AoE spells, so you can do things like reverse polarity macro pyres. That is absolutely intimidating if you do end up getting disabled for that long and just burning the whole time. But on top of that, they've also got Vacuum now on Darkseer. So Magnus, if he can get a combo off, you can set up reverse polarities to be better using Vacuum. You can use Magnus to set things up and have Darkseer follow up. Even casting a wall on top of that and letting the illusions hit the whole time is really, really effective. So at the moment, Empire's picks look really scary. I would say Pulse's disables, I guess their disables are about the same, but their early mid-game is better. A little thing about Magnus, for example, is that he does need levels to be effective. Darkseer, another equivalent of that. So Darkseer as well as Magnus, not the best early game heroes necessarily, but around 10-11 is when they get really strong. Whereas if we look at Pulse's heroes, Templar, Assassin, Rubik, and Bounty Hunter are all really strong around 6-7. So that'll be very good for them. Banning that's going on, we see a Naga Siren next, a hero that they don't want to deal with the combos. Magnus, Darkseer, and Jakiro already fit so well together, they want to make sure that there isn't more synergy between their playstyle. So very wise ban there. And now jungling heroes being banned towards Pulse. Once again, Pulse has better early game and better mid game. So if they combine that with pushing, it would be really bad for Empire's early towers. So if they ban out a Chen and an Enchant, it's going to at least limit partially Pulse's pushing power. And at least they won't be able to take towers really rapidly, because if they have a better early game, they can take a tower advantage, and then it's going to be tough for Empire to team fight until later. And if the gold advantage is super high, it doesn't matter how good your team fight is, you'll still lose that. So look at that. All pushing heroes banned from Team Empire. Leshrac, Enchantress, and a Chen. Keeper of the Light now banned from Pulse because they may want to push, and that's the best counter push support in the game. And last ban coming up in a second until we get into the second round. So where will Pulse go? They're missing a carry as well as a secondary support or jungler. That's what they're going to be doing. I assume they'll see Magnus mid. Actually, we might see Darkseer versus TA. That's something we see occasionally. I'm not sure if it'll be Darkseer mid. Could be Darkseer long lane. Could be Magnus long lane. Either one is an option. Darkseer much better against TA, and Darkseer is better as a long lane solo, I would say. But Magnus needs less farm to be effective than Darkseer, so maybe it would be best to put Darkseer mid. It's hard to say. I'm not really sure who's going to be doing what here. Sven's the last ban from Pulse. Kind of surprised he didn't get drafted earlier, actually. Last I checked, when I was watching DreamHack about a week ago, Sven was the hero to play. Sven was definitely the carry to play because his ulti, as well as Warcry and his cleave, mostly his cleave and his ulti together with a BKB, it just does so much damage. And you can crit for 1,000 damage relatively fast if you just have a Treads, BKB, and a Daedalus, maybe a Mask of Madness. Your chances to cleave go up because you're attacking so many times, or you have more attacks, which is more chances to cleave. And then you can just hit the entire team for like 1,000 damage, which is really scary. Not something you want to deal with. So, surprisingly, he didn't get drafted up in the first round, but that's how things turned out. So, Shadow Demon is the next pick from Team Empire. Really good pick. It's going to give him some good early game and also some saving power. And also, you can use Shadow Demon's ulti pretty effectively against TA. A really good way to slow him down. Could see a Shadow Demon mid. That's probably not going to happen. I know Pulse did that once at least, where they did use a Shadow Demon versus a Templar Assassin. So, it was a Shadow Demon versus Templar Assassin. They throw the poison at him. And throw the poison at him. Every time you throw poison, it can break 2 of the refraction charges, which is very effective. It's a pretty cost-efficient way to shut down TA, at least, or at least be able to fight against her. So, not the best. It'll probably be a support Shadow Demon, but it's an option. So, next pick from Pulse coming up. Another good thing about the Shadow Demon pick, of course, is Disruption is really good for saving allies that are being dove on by Templar Assassin, Bounty Hunter, etc. Still are pretty darn good abilities for Rubik to steal, actually. I don't think I've actually caught a Rubik with versus a Magnus very much in Dota 2 yet. Maybe only once. I think I can only remember a Rubik skewering once in all of the history of me playing Dota 2, so not a matchup that we see very often. But in terms of Pulse's lanes, they're going to grab a Lina next. So they have a Rubik Lina. They haven't picked their carry yet. The important part is they don't have to pick their carry until Empire picks. So what's so cool about this is Pulse has a really good tri-lane right now with a Rubik Lina, 600 range on both of them, range stuns, range nukes, and they could pick anything. They could go a mid-game tri-lane. They could grab a pushing early-game hero like a Juggernaut. They could grab a late-game. They could grab an Anti-Mage. They could grab a Faces Void. And it doesn't matter. They can completely counter exactly what Empire wants to work with. Empire goes for a Queen of Pain. Empire says, we are not getting a late-game carry, so now Pulse doesn't have to go in on that either. Queen of Pain is the pick. They may be doing a Queen of Pain, Shadow Demon, Jakiro tri-lane is what I'm expecting to see. Darkseer solo mid maybe, Magnus long. That could be interchangeable, of course, depending on who they want to shut down or how they want to lane versus the TA. And now Pulse has to decide. Do we grab a Chaos Knight? I think Chaos Knight may be the right choice. If they grab a Chaos Knight, no, it's a Gyrocopter actually, not a Chaos Knight. Gyrocopter is the pick. That is going to be the carry for Pulse. I know Gyro has been seeing some play lately, but it's going to be a Gyro. Interesting. Gyro's the pick. Gyro, Lina, Rubik. If they launch a missile, they can follow up with Lina's stun and Rubik nukes as well. So will this go okay for Empire or will it go good for Pulse? I'm not quite sure, but I love the drafting. Empire has really good mid to late AoE teamfight. They don't have very much late carry, but their AoE teamfight is going to be really scary. Pulse much better ganking early game team. So I think Pulse is going to be very effective in this game. Wega may have to go just BKB with some damage items because there are a lot of disables coming out of Empire. So, but it is going to come a lot down to the Magnus, I believe. Blow Your Brain's going to be playing Magnus there for Team Empire. And in just a second here, as Jakiro is drafted, we will get in the game. And darn it, I am not going to forget my overlay. I promise. All right, I don't promise, but I am pretty sure I'm not going to forget it. That is Pulse versus Empire, of course. Where in the game Roshan is spawning. And bam! We do have sound. Roshan, how you doing, man? It's been a while. So, for the Radiant team, this is going to be Team Empire. We're in the GosuLeague, by the way, if you guys have not been paying attention. Scandal's going to be on the Darkseer. Funnock on the Queen of Pain. We have Blow Your Brain played Magnus. Goblak on the Jakiro. And SS playing Shadow Demon. For the Dire team, Pinoy Dota. For Pulse here is going to be playing Templar Assassin. We've got Wagamama on the Gyrocopter. Minnie's going to be playing Lena here. Fishbone on the Rubik, and the last player is going to be Regen playing the Bounty Hunter, most likely doing a long lane. Now he's actually already pooled some regen here. This is something that a lot of pros actually do sometimes. If you get a Poor Man's Shield as well as an Ironwood Branch, it really lengthens the amount of harass you can take. It's an extra 40% about block towards damage. So your low amounts of regen will go farther. Plus, it gives you +6 damage. Very important for a long lane. Getting every last hit is very crucial. So he's going to be able to get last hits easier. It's going to cost more regen on one of these support heroes, but if they're expecting a long lane solo, they don't actually need a whole lot of support. You can easily get by with just a single set of regen. But actually, both Lena and Fishbone, Minnie as well as Fishbone, have actually gotten 2 sets. So 1 salve and a tango on both of these guys. Wagamama sitting on considerably less. No, actually the same actually. So pretty even amounts of regen on all these guys. So interesting, pretty standard item builds. Did they get sentries? They did not. That is the one thing that they skimped on. They opted not to purchase a sentry ward. So if any wards get placed on the top lane, it is 100% going to prevent pulling, which could be a problem for Pulse. We'll see what they end up doing. Looks like Scandal is going to be going solo mid for Empire with the Darkseer. 1 tango, 3 Ironwood Branches. Really fast bottle is what he's going to aim to do. So that way any harass that he takes from TA is going to be stopped. And of course, every bottle charge is about an Iron Shell. So that'll be very, very good for him. Plus, he has pretty good rune control with Surge. He can get there faster than TA can. The traps don't slow him at crucial moments. So Darkseer versus TA, very, very good matchup and very good for Empire here. And Scandal, excellent player. He actually plays TA a lot himself, so I'm sure he knows the exact ways to counter him. Are they really sponsored by Adidas? Is this real? Is this real? If they are, awesome. Let's check out their main flag just because they have awesome flags. Razor, Intel, Seagate. Pretty cool stuff. And while I'm at it, Pulse, you got anything? Just an awesome banner. Just an awesome banner. Okay. Check out some other players. SS is playing support. He used to play support on Moscow 5, but now joining Empire. Very, very good player. Empire does have one of the best teams in the scene now, guys. It's pretty impressive. Godblack is fantastic. Blow Your Brain is fantastic. SS and Godblack great supports. Funnick, one of the most valued players in the Dota scene right now. And I'm not even kidding about that. A lot of people are saying he's one of the best players in Europe. I've always known that he was a very good player. I didn't realize he was that good. And most of the reason that people just didn't simply realize is because he always played hard support. I believe he was playing a 5 role continuously with his role at DTS. He's played almost the most Wisp games, I believe, in the scene, which is the most of his call to fame. But yeah, a lot of Wisp games, played on DTS, very talented support player, but has been playing more, I believe, long lane, some roles. He's been playing a lot of Clinks for Empire, I believe, and anything else. I am not sure who the other ones are, but yeah, very good player. Funnick, excellent player. I know he's very, very highly respected right now in the Dota scene, so keep an eye on that guy this game. Yes, my hotkeys still work. I'm so pumped about that. We're still waiting for Godblack. By the way, he's having some lag problems, so that's going to hurt him a bit. Stout Shield to start off with Magnus, so this is going to be him long laning. Very understandable if you're in a long lane solo situation, especially as a melee hero. Almost always get a Stout Shield. Very, very recommended. The amount of regen save against that is so important. He also has been pooled some regen, by the way. 1 tango going to him, starting with the Null Talisman. If you guys are wondering why he's purchasing this, if you're talking about a pub game, I normally end up saying don't buy a Null Talisman start because it does cost almost all of your regen. I believe it's 505 for a Null Talisman, so... no, I'm sorry, I'm completely wrong. It has been nerfed down, or not nerfed down. It used to be 505, it's now down to, it went down to 490, and now it's 4... It's really less than a Wraith Band. They buffed it again. Okay, I did not know this. So it's all the way down to 480. I'll have to update my guide again. I just changed this like a day ago or 2 days ago. I must have missed a patch or something. It's less money than it used to be. The reason that it's actually less expensive than everything else is because it's almost never picked up. So that's the main reason. Yeah, 480, it only builds into a Dagon, so usually people just leave it on Null Talisman. The reason he's picked it up is because he wants last hitting advantage over a Bounty Hunter. If we compare what Bounty Hunter's last hitting with at the moment, he's sitting at 59 base damage. Queen of Pain's going to be looking at 59 plus 3. So the extra bonus of getting the Null Talisman from upgrading it rather than just leaving it at a mantle and a circlet is that you get the plus 3 damage. And, well, you get 4 damage out of it, technically. Getting your int up to 6 instead of 5, and you get the plus 3. So they're the best tools early game for last hitting. The downside is that you don't have enough regen then, but you can offset this by having your ally give you regen. So he gets 9 damage out of this. It's really, really high damage. It's equivalent, sort of, to pooling an item towards Bounty Hunter. He now has he has guaranteed going to block 20 damage versus any of Queen of Pain's attacks. He's getting 6 damage from this, and it's going to help him be at least a little bit more competitive versus the Queen of Pain. So that is going to be very, very, very good for them. Should be just fine for Funnick here. He will have a lane advantage. It's not until Bounty Hunter hits a little farther, like level 3, level 5, until he can actually harass pretty effectively with things like Janata. Janata's cooldown is moderately high early, and he doesn't always want to use it just on harassing. Using it for last hitting, if you look at it this way, it's a guaranteed last hit every 12 seconds or less, depending on what the levels are. So Janata usually is used more towards securing yourself last hits in the lane, but at later points, he can just use Shadow Walk once, come forward, and hit the Queen of Pain. The downside is that she can actually return fire quite easily, throwing a Shadow Strike, using Scream of Pain. It's going to actually be quite tough for him if she gets her bottle in reasonable farm, which I expect to see actually. And this is also very likely going to be a tri-lane. So tri-lane from Empire, if Queen of Pain has supports there, it's going to be a really rough time for Bounty Hunter. Now, I don't know if they have any sentries yet. I don't see any picked up quite yet. Blow Your Brain hasn't spent. I'm sorry, excuse me. Goblak has not spent his money yet. Very significant because he is the support hero. If he does buy sentries, I'm expecting this to be a tri-lane versus the Bounty Hunter. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I don't think it'll be an aggressive tri-lane. I don't think they really want to do this because I would say Pulse has by far the better tri-lane. Very, very strong tri-lane. Even a Shadow Demon Queen of Pain, Jakiro is okay, but it's not that great. I think that would be the best way to describe it. Gyrolina and Rubik, though they have squishy heroes, their kill potential is very, very high. So many stuns. Start off with the missile, follow up with other disables. So, a lot of drawing. This is Wagamama having a great time. You know what I haven't seen forever? The Swedish flag out of them. They used to do this all the time when they were Radiant Team. They would, because you have all the colors, I believe. It's like blue and yellow. Yeah, blue and yellow are the two flag colors, and then they would draw like a flagpole and an outline. It was pretty cool with all of the colors. I haven't seen them do that forever though, so sad day. My microphone is occasional static right now. Let me in Dota TV. Let me check things quick. Let me listen to the stream. 20 damage versus any of Queen of Pain's attacks. He's getting 6 damage from this, and it's going to help him be at least a little bit more completely fine.
Queen of Pain.
So. I am...
should be just fine for fun.
Yeah, sounds completely fine on stream. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm sorry about that. If you guys are having any issues in game, let me try maybe reducing my threshold, perhaps. I can do that. I can reduce my audio threshold. Is that causing static? It looks like it's picking me up at all times. Like when I'm talking, it makes the bubble. When I'm not talking, it doesn't make the bubble. I think it's going to be fine. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on, guys, but it sounds absolutely fine on stream. I'll keep checking chat before this game starts occasionally, but if you guys have any tips or if you troubleshoot, and by tips, I mean where exactly are you hearing the static? That would be very helpful. That's the best way to help out. Tell me stuff like that. That's right. The new Twitch TV thing came out where you can see the overlays all different. It looks really nice. I haven't tried it out yet, of course, but I will soon. Let's. I can answer some chat questions while I'm waiting, just about the game here. People are asking questions about a few things. Nope, mostly just people talking about some of the laning stuff. My mic is going bananas. I am not sure. Very few questions. Less questions than I thought there would be. So anyways, Pulse is going to be looking to start things off with a just a little bit of 5-man roam. The reason they're doing this, by the way, is probably because they don't have sentry wards. I'd like to point out that Wagamam has not spent 200 of his gold, so maybe there's a chance that this would be for a sentry ward. But more than likely, he's just saving up for his first items. Maybe a fast boots would be very effective, especially with the gyrocopter, because he is a chasing hero using rocket barrage. So getting a fast boots can be very, very effective towards a Darkseer. They're saying go and sorry, so it looks like the game is about to start. Looks like it is fine now. Game is going to be resumed, and we will see where they go with items. Is Goldblack going to buy sentry wards? I expect he will be, since he was most likely going to be against a bounty hunter. And there is Pulse looking to get a gank off at level 1. They're going to send the bounty hunter in first to get vision, see if anybody goes to ward, and if they do not, then, or if somebody does, they can jump in on him, swing around the backside. So they don't see anybody here. Once again, just trying to make sure that they prevent any warding from the Radiant team. No wards on Magnus. SS does have the ward, so it looks like he's thinking about doing, look at this, they have a lane ward down, so this is very significant. This lane ward's going to be here. It's going to be able to spot them out if they go into the camp to go ward, and they're not going to do it yet. Looks like they're going to go rune ward first, possibly placing here, and then maybe going through the river and into the jungle like this to go place the ward down. So sentries are up on Gallblack, only 1 tango for him and 3 ironwood branches. He's not too concerned about his mana pool. Jakiro has a very, very healthy mana pool, so he doesn't need clarity potions usually. And just one tango will give him enough regen. Fishbone looking to deny the haste. He was thinking about, is he going to telekinesis high ground? He could have done it right there. Fishbone possibly making a small mistake. Could have put Blow Your Brain back. He's trying to skewer him back. He's got to get in front of him. He's getting ready to do it. Here comes one hit. Still needs to skewer back. Here comes the skewer any second. There's the skewer. Puts him down. Now being right click here. Stunned. Gonna stand. Land on two from Minion. Wow. So much Rocket Barrage damage. SS gets really low. One more hit and he will go down 37 HP. Pops this out. Great usage from him. Fishbone running the opposite direction. Telekinesis is going to stop Goblack, and we're not going to see anybody die, but SS does lose some of his salve here. So, pretty decent for Pulse. The Rubik didn't look like he took that much damage. It's going to use all of his tangos from this. Use 2 Telekinesises. You know what? You know why he didn't put him on the high ground? Very smart, because he could have skewered down anyways. It wouldn't have mattered. Even if he did put him on high ground for Telekinesis, Magnus could have gotten off. So, completely good decision making there from Fishbone. I mean, hypothetically, he could have made him waste this skewer, but it didn't have to happen, so... Alright, so let us see back how things are going. Pinoy on the mid lane, we can check last hits in the upper left corner. Pinoy sitting at 4-1, pretty understandable, very good hero, but Darkseer Scandal sitting at 2 at least. Look at that, he can't even outlast him at all. Bot lane, once again, is a Queen of Pain versus Bounty Hunter. He actually just did not get Blink at level 1, but that's because he knows that the tri lane is top. There's some fighting going on actually. There's the Rocket Barrage doing some good damage to Goldblack. One disruption actually on SS as the missile lands. Cool play there, Gyrocopter gets the first blood. Lena's got a stun, getting ready. There's a Dragon Slave first. But are they going to land the stun? He's got the range. Here comes Blue Brain. Does dodge a great play. Ice Path on 3. Goldblack making a great play, but the Rocket Barrage does a lot of damage to Goldblack. He's getting low, but Waga's got to be careful. He's almost out of HP. He really wants this kill. He's going to be able to pick it up. No, Rubik actually is the one. 3 versus 1, and Blow Your Brain is skewer in 3 seconds. Still level 1, though. And they're chasing. The mana's up. Regenning for Lena. Can they disable him? Fishbone is thinking about it, but he's got about 10 seconds until he gets mana. He's got to be so careful. He does not want to get killed here. But 2-1 from the top lane. Looking really good for Pulse right now. And they are tri-laning this. I mean, it's a Shadow Demon, a Magnus, and a Jakiro. Really weird tri-lane. The kill potential on Pulse is huge. He's going to pop a Clarity Potion as well. He just needs Rocket Barrage damage as well as Homing Missile. And now he's picking up Flat Cannon. So I think what we saw there was actually a Homing Missile start things off. SS tried to dodge the missile perhaps. I don't know if he ended up disrupting himself as a result of one of the other heroes. But the missile hit him directly afterwards, which really hurt him. There's some rune control going on by Bounty Hunter. Nice play there. Sometimes it is worth it to lose some EXP for yourself to guarantee that the enemy solo doesn't get a rune. And that was, yeah, Scandal not able to get the rune control from that one. On the long lane, Funnick now. Oh my god, he just got a kill. I did not see that one coming. Sorry about that. That was 2 levels of Dagger, by the way. 2 levels of Scream of Pain. So Funnick gets a kill versus the solo Bounty Hunter. Man, I did not see it happening at all. When you don't see the blink, you're just like, it's so much more casual. He's looking to land more daggers. He's going to go invisible, picks up a last hit, and gets a last hit, actually. Gets 2 out of that one. That's pretty cool. There's the dagger and the right clicks now. That's the most frustrating thing ever as a Bounty Hunter, because he's not going to be able to survive the regen from that one. So the first kill goes to Empire, and that was on the safe lane for the Queen of Pain. So she picks up Boots next. She is almost out of mana, but she will get another dagger very shortly. I do like the fact that she didn't get a blink dagger, but once again, is pretty safe to do so. Mini's going to eat a Ice Path, actually. Not too much damage. Jakiro's still level 1. Shadow Shaman is the same. Or Demon, excuse me. Shadow Demon. Blow Your Brain level 3. 2 levels of Skewer. Wagamama is thinking about fighting this. He does have Flat Cannon, so he can do everything at the same time. There's a disruption. He's going to catch Gyro doing some damage to him. Not a huge amount, but a couple more Flat Cannons here. And they are going to grab some of these neutral creeps. It's basically a battle over the neutrals. If you get the last hit, you get all the experience. If the enemy team does, Wagamama a little out of position, perhaps. There's Ice Path, going to miss everything, though. Blow Your Brain looking to Skewer. And Mini's going to keep walking. He's got an 8-charge wand. This is great for them. Telekinesis to start things off on SS. Wagamama uses Flak again. Going to walk in. He's also got a 4-charge wand. There's the homing missile. They're going to be going on this for sure. Wagamama's chasing. Here comes the wand pop. Possibly. There's another Flak Cannon hit. Ice Path gets dodged. Great play there. The missile. Can it get stopped? I don't think it will. It's going to hit on SS. 82 damage. Not a whole lot. And no big stun duration. Just 2.5 seconds. They didn't get the follow-up. So very, very crucial positioning on the top lane. One more nuke on Lena. She's got to be careful. Can he land the disruption? It's going to be close. Nope, Lena does not get caught. Both of their movement speeds are pretty low. Back on the safe lane, Region sitting invisible. Funnick is now up to 26 last hits, 7 denies. He's got the most in the game right now, even beating out Darkseer, who's doing very well against the mid lane on Pinoy here. But it's understandable. A Darkseer is a good hero versus a TA, so he should be doing it relatively well. Great base damage and animation as well. 76 damage is huge. TA pops the DD. now hitting for insane amounts of damage. On the tri-lane, by the way, 15 last hits on the Gyrocopter compared to Magnus's 10. So good advantage here. SS gets stunned, actually. He does get landed on by the stun, but going in on Mini. Soul Catcher's going to land. Blow Your Brain may get picked off. The last hit's going to put him down to 72 HP. He survives, so I can't believe it. SS gets killed with a Flat Cannon. And man, Blow Your Brain so almost died there. Flat Cannon not able to get the last kill. He's got a 6-charge wand, but I don't think he can grab this. Can he? It's going to be close. One more last hit. Wand press, and Gallblack's going to stay alive. So they only grabbed 1 kill. That was the Shadow Demon getting killed. Both the Magnus as well as the Jakiro almost died there, but nothing. So I'm sure they're going to be a little unhappy about that one. There's the Phase Boots picked up from Gyro just now. I don't think he had this when he was chasing the Jakiro, but great pickup. Really early Flat Cannon with Phase Boots is a scary, scary thing, because he's getting plus 24 damage out of this. Plus 24 damage hitting on every single enemy hero, including all the sports, is just so painful to deal with. Very, very tough. Yeah, Rocket Barrage is very good, guys. So you guys freaking out about it, chat. It is by far one of the highest damaging level 1 spells. It does 10 rockets per second. It does 11 damage, and it lasts for 3 seconds. That means it does 330 magic damage to a single target, or spread across. So to a single target, that's very, very massive for a level 1 spell. That's huge. Soul Assumption does 200 damage. Illuminate does 200 damage. There's not a lot that does as much as Rocket Barrage. He is going to be maxing Flat Cannon first, which I think is great in a tri-lane. But if he's against a solo hero, Rocket Barrage, I believe, sometimes can be more effective because you can double the damage. It's not the most efficient skill points that you can get. I think that's very apparent, but even still, lower cooldown, a little more damage, and can really pay off in the early game. It's like a Dagon in some ways. It just does so much damage. They might be able to jump on, though. Mini has a 5-charge wand. There's the salve as well as the Clarity Potion on Wagamama to help him get his mana regen up. Not a lot of wards on the map, just 1 Radiant Ward and 1 Dire Ward. They know where the tri-lanes are, so they just want to make sure, both teams just want to make sure that they know where those tri-lane supports are, because that way they know that they don't have to deal with them ganking. If it's tri-lane versus tri-lane, they don't have to worry about smoke ganks, they just have to worry about what's going on up here. Everybody else can play a solo game. They know that Queen of Pain's most likely to beat Bounty Hunter, regardless of the kill happening. He was still probably going to win this lane. He still doesn't have Blink, by the way. Very, very cool. Max out Scream of Pain, and this is helped by the fact that he got 2 Shadow Strikes early. I mean, what better way to make sure that you win the lane? Get 2 daggers, say, I'm going to do tons of damage with Shadow Strike. There's going to be a little bit of dive bottom, by the way, by Scandal. Going to push Pinoy back. Scandal's actually almost out of mana, but he's got a Soul Ring in a bottle, he's fine. But yeah, anyways, gets his Scream of Pain up at level 7. He still has his ulti, he still has good mana. Finally picks up his Blink. Wave is pulled back a bit. Top Shadow Demon now level 3. Let's check some other levels. Net worth is the highest, once again, for Funnick. Where is our level? There it is. 8 on the Darkseer, 8 on the Queen of Pain. TA sitting at 7, and Bounty Hunter not doing quite as well at 6. But once again, Queen of Pain a better solo hero, has more magic harass, stuff like that. Dive goes on. Scandal is able to get the kill under the tower. Dang. He did end up diving there. Sorry I missed that one. I was like, okay, he's not going to dive. It's not going to happen. Things are fine. Stagnant. Fishbone going to go rune control 10 seconds here, and the top rune is going to be picked up. And Scandal's still picking up farm mid. He's going to shift himself. He does want to grab the rune. He's going to get there right when Fishbone is. Rune is actually going to end up being bottom. Scandal, can you put him high ground? It's going to be close. He's going to try. It's not going to catch him, though. Lena's going to throw Dragon Slave, and they will walk away from this. It's going to be a little scary, though. Ward goes on the high ground. Nope, he will not chase. 3 levels of Vacuum already picked up. He's got some really good EXP here. It's actually a draw on the map. Looks like they want Regen to come gank mid, possibly. I don't know if he's going to make enough to get the kill off, though. He's only level 6. He has a level 1 Shuriken. Oh, they've got other heroes coming as well. It's a smoke from Fishbone. There's the Vacuum. Actually, Pinoy's being chased a bit. This is actually perfect. Hey, if he does end up diving, there's the first track. There's the surge. Right-clicks on Scandal. He's in a lot of trouble. There's the telekinesis. There's the stun. So, Bounty Hunter might not be enough, but 4 heroes is definitely going to be enough. So, Scandal gets killed on the mid lane. That's going to give Pinoy some EXP back. He's level 8 now. And he should be semi-set. Wagamama grabs a kill top actually against Shadow Demon. Still only 2 levels of Flat Cannon. He's actually going to leave it at 2 levels. He's picking up stats now. Interesting choice. Go Black places a ward down. They will see this. Most likely will counter ward this if they end up being able to afford some sentries. Lena now very close to picking up boots. 450 is the number that you need now. And Ring of Aqua actually picked up by Gyrocopter. This is going to give him some mana regen. It's a Basilius as well as a Wraith Band, so it gives him the benefit of more damage and a little mana regen out of it. It's very, very good stuff. Some pulling going on. Going to deny some EXP from this. Blow Your Brain still only level 5 bottle as well as a Magic Stick. Not doing so hot here. Only 27 last hits from him is not so good. Funnick was able to take the bot tower though, or at least push it down. Tower did get killed. Point Booster is his pickup. Most likely is going for a Fast Aghanim Scepter. And Pinoy, I'm sorry, Regen, is not going to be able to break Invis here. He's got to be very careful. He's got not that much mana, but enough to be able to get a kill. Just enough to make things scary. Still no D-ward there. Pinoy is going to pick up Treads, actually. It's not going to be phase boots. Magnus gets the mid tower with a right click here, and Scandal continues to take the wave. So 2-tower advantage now going to Empire. We're actually seeing some fighting. This is an ulti. Oh, Wagamama just wants to grab the neutrals. A lot of stacking has been going on. Some chase from Pinoy, but I don't think they'll be able to catch him. But one trap setting things up and a regen rune as well. So Wagamama able to kill all of these stacks. One of the best things about Gyrocopter. I mean, look at all these stacks here. 3 satyrs. They also stacked the medium camp as well. And one of the nice things, the Radi team didn't have as much AoE to deal with that. So with the little flat cannon, he's able to pick these up. His GPM is probably really high. Now there's telekinesis. They're going to grab Gold Black. Region's chasing. He's got level 2s. He tried to pull Region to the high ground, but was not able to. There's the vacuum. Throws a nuke on Mini as well. Pops a wand. Still tracked on the high ground. We see a missile coming for Funnick, actually. Just slight damage done to him. He doesn't have a whole lot of mana, so he can make things happen, but not a massive amount. Can they disable? Fishbone does not have a stun, so no way that they can kill him. They also do not have a missile. Couple nukes, good shockwave harass on these guys. The Lena ward is still down. That's cool. So Darkseer clearing out the mid lane, looking for a mechanism. Very weird to see Treads on a Templar Assassin. It's almost always we see phase boots. Maybe he's more concerned about the attack speed, I guess, is what he's aiming for. I haven't actually seen anybody do power treads over phase in a very long time. I think it has its merits, possibly. The attack speed is obviously great, but there's a missile coming in. They might try to initiate on this. Gyrocopter's HP is really not that high, though. He's going to have to take a full missile. I don't know if... Can they get it? They can, actually. Nice play. Gold Black is able to stop the Scandal's coming top. Bounty Hunter does see it, though, so they will back off. Nice roaming coming from him. He's level 8 now. He has gotten some track kills. 2 assists on him is pretty solid. He's looking for a rune, actually. And where's Funnick at? He's actually just went back to base. He was out of mana, so he did have to retreat there. There's the net worth, if you guys are curious. Wagamama actually matching Queen of Pain because of those stacks. His flat cannon's now maxed out. He's got a drum as well. Look at the damage he gets out of this. Now, drum isn't as much as it used to be. It used to be 18 damage. Now it's only 12, but still. Phase, drum, Ring of Aquila, all the items that give him some utility, but also some decent damage. He's going to TP to the bot lane because he wants to go farm, and they're actually going to let the tier 1 tower fall. They actually don't want to fight this now. Magnus is level 5, he doesn't have reverse polarity, but Scandal's been doing very well. He has a mech, his regen popped, very unfortunate for him, so he loses a little HP and mana, but you don't always expect that to happen. Small Camp still being killed. Mini is unfortunately not level 6. He's got 5 assists, so he's been playing very well, but not level 6 yet, and wants that 450 damage nuke. Be very useful against pretty much all of these heroes. All of these heroes would be great against. There's the Dragon Slave to slow things down a bit. Got to be careful, looking for a vacuum maybe. They're trying to loop around and catch him, but we'll see if he gets spotted. One Observer Ward on the high ground. They're actually going to gank after Funnick. He blinks out, though. Pretty easy escape for him. Little flat cannon use their region actually going very low in HP. And Empire shifting back towards the mid lane, trying to pick off some kills. They have really good map control right now. If we take a look at their vision, look at this is what they can see. They can see almost every single farming spot. Pulse Fishbone going to get caught though. This is not good. Soul Catcher. Will we see the Skewer? Oh my god, the Ice Path actually isn't going to land. And he runs away. Skewer's going to land on him though. He's dead now. There's the Shockwave. Mini's got to be careful. He may be dived here. He's got enough for 1 stun. That's about it. He's buying some items because he was like, okay, this is really bad for me. Will I die? I don't know. Great skewer from Magnus, though. Was able to kill Fishbone. And the Observer... Oh, man, they stopped it. They put down a sentry of their own, and they stopped it. So, big loss there from Fishbone on the Rubik. Not a good thing. They lost a sentry at least. Funnick taking a lot of damage bot lane. This is Wagamam actually hitting him, but he can blink at any time. There's the missile. This will hit eventually, but... may end up just hitting into a tower. He's going to tread switch and he'll be fine here. He doesn't know what level the rocket is, but at max it could do 440 damage, and besides, he's only got level 1, so he'll be okay here. He's going to regen this up. He'll be fine. A lot of pressure still mid, though. There's the track as well as the invis. Scandal's going to push the creep wave so easily. Just standing there. Easy last hits. I love the mech pickup, by the way. Gives him a lot of HP. Oh, he runs into the sentry. Not good. Oh, vacuum being used. Soul Catcher first. Here comes the Ice Path. Ice Path's going to miss, though. But Gyro's coming in. Puts an ulti down. SS takes damage. Waga does some AoE damage. Flat Cannon helping a lot. Picks off 1. Jakir ends up falling, though. Magnus on the high ground. Waga's got to be careful, though. There's the rocket barrage. Oh, man. The fly cannon damage is fantastic. They're chasing after Scandal. Scandal gets really low. Great Dragon Slave. He's out of mana. Scandal goes down. Oh, there's a stun. Actually, he's going to be able to grab Fishbone instead, and they're not done. Still chasing. There's the trap. They stole the trap. There's the ulti. He tried to TP, but instead, he says, whatever. I want to kill Mini, and he gets killed regardless. A little indecisive from him, but 2 for 2 there in that team fight. Waga is now at the most farmed hero in the game, 1,800 gold. Great stats all around. I love agility heroes that require mana because Drum of Endurance is the perfect pickup for them. Gives them HP, gives them agility, and gives them intelligence. Look, more stacks going on. He's going to wait for the stack, and then he will kill this, most likely. Still just going for the stats build. Very hard to use Gyrocopter's ulti, by the way. Funnick's going to take quite a bit of harass here. Throws a dagger on Pinoy, actually. Blink dagger for TA. No BKB or anything like that. And Queen of Pain now getting closer and closer to the Aghanim Scepter. But fun team fight. Very fun team fight. Good decision making there. They weren't able to kill the Bounty Hunter. He was quite evasive. The Vacuum Disruption was pretty cool, too. I haven't seen that before. But Regen scouting from high ground. Does not have phase boots yet. Just the poor man's wand and a bottle. So opting for more regen rather than a lot of farm. Radiant team grouping up by quite a bit, though. They know that they have to start getting pretty serious about this, because if Gyrocopter gets to the late game, it is not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. TA actually hitting second, so despite getting killed solo versus the Darkseer, things are going much better for him. There's one Observer Ward down. This is a Radiant... Oh, can they counter ward it? Was this a... That was a Dire Observer. Okay, that makes sense. I saw Shuriken Toss. Looks like Regen says, well, we're actually stagnating a lot. I need to take some towers. Skullblack takes some tower hits. Lucian City and Scandal. Another Ice Path for some slight damage here. He's going Dual Breath Ice Path. Only level 4, by the way. That is insane. Level 4 hero. How? Wow. He's been in a tri-lane the entire game. One of the nice things, I guess, is that Jakiro is naturally very survivable. He has died a lot, which is the main thing. I think he's been the first to die in every team fight for them. So, one Bracer, one Wand. He still has okay HP due to this. His armor is quite low for a hero, but... On the bright side, Jakiro doesn't need his ulti. He's decent with Dual Breath and Ice Path. He doesn't have Liquid Fire, so he's not wasting skill points in something that wouldn't be too usable in a team fight. He's got good Dual Breaths. He's got decent Ice Paths as well. And luckily, for a level 4 hero, he still can contribute. I mean, think about if Shadow Demon was in 6. He would have Disruption, and that's it. He is actually going Poison, which I like a lot. I think I've seen SS do this before. You can use it to farm in downtime like this. It costs some mana, but not a huge amount, and will give him some solo EXP. See him stack this up a bit and take the farm. Any second now, bam, 280 AoE damage, and he picks up the small camp, so this is able to give him some solo EXP. Gank bottom, actually, Queen of Pain dies. Big kill there from Fishbone as well as Lina. Sorry, I was doing jungling things, not gankable heroes. Queen of Pain dying is a huge deal. She actually was not able to finish her Aghanim Scepter. Yeah, she was not. No items on the courier, no items on her. They're going to see big initiation on Regen. Actually, ulti being used. Regen's going to do the first crit. He's going to throw the Shrike, and now running away. Scandal shows up, though, and he is so dead. Very, very easy kill. Maybe he should have ran right away, though, because he looked like he almost survived. Ice Path being maxed out. 3 levels on that one, and SS ends up being very, very survivable. They're going Treads on him. Love the Treads choice on squishy support heroes. Oftentimes, that is the best option, so. Bottar being pushed in now. There's the Glyph. Will they be able to get there in time? Golak as well as Scandal are shifting down. There's TPs. Actually, they're going to defend this for sure. They do not want to relinquish their gold advantage from towers, and that's very, very smart from them. Every tower is super important. Fishbone's going to TP. No one... Oh, can he screw it? He does actually. Fishbone ends up dying. Blink Dagger from Magnus at the right time. Blink as well as Arcane. He's finally getting his item build looking good. Now, one downside for their team is Empower's actually not going to be that useful for their teammates. It will be able to give the Queen of Pain some decent damage. She may end up just doing sort of a carry build after she finishes Aghanim. Something like a Monkey King bar is a possibility. And it does give some damage output, 20% of damage. It does not cleave, only cleaves from melee heroes, so she doesn't get the cleave damage, but she has really good base damage, so she will end up getting a lot out of this. Tier 2 tower being pushed now, Regen. I don't think we have a gem up quite yet. Pretty sure we do not. We see a plate mill picked up by Darkseer. Great choice. It's going to eat this missile at close range. What does he steal? It's going to be a shockwave. Pretty good skill to steal, actually. And the missile will not survive. Oh, they're chasing, actually. Wagga goes in. One is killed immediately. Golblack dies so fast. Scandal taking big nukes as well. The Surge was on cooldown and he couldn't escape. Funnick now being pursued. He's getting low. They're after Blow Your Brain as well. Wagamon wants below. Funnick gets killed. Oh my god, 3 heroes now dead. The missile's still chasing on Blow Your Brain. Wagamama is so fast. He picks up a Demon Edge. I don't think he's going for Rapier. Probably just going to go MKB or Daedalus possibly. Both good options. The missile will continue to chase him, but he's going to be fine here. Able to run away. Wagamama clears a creep and a big teamfight win by Pulse. There was literally nothing Empire could do there. They just initiated, immediately killed the Jakiro. He was arguably slightly out of position. I love that he picked up Macro Pyre, by the way, level 6. If there is a reverse polarity, that can still be a teamfight win. So, Templar Assassin gets a kill mid, actually. Shadow Demon sitting mid farming. Apparently Regen helping out with that one. Regen not doing the best this game, 3 deaths and 4 assists, but he is making the track gold happen, so really looking good for Pulse if you look at the gold graph. There it is. Big advantage for them. There's the initiation. Wow, the burst damage is insane here. Man, Call Down helps out a bit, slows down Goblack, but it doesn't matter. Steals the Ice Path. Man, Fishbone is playing so well right now. That was absolutely perfect. Man, so much burst damage. They had 300 from Shockwave, 280 from Fade Bolt. They had a Dragon Slave as well as a Light Strike Array. So much killing potential, and even Gyrocopter helping out a bit. He's got 3,000 gold now. He can finish his Monkey King bar. They've got couriers flying through. I honestly hope they don't go Rapier this game. I've seen Wagamama do it before on Gyrocopter. I don't think they need to do it. They're way ahead. Look at that, 6 kills on Gyro, 6 assists. This is like the best thing you can hope for your carry. Gyrocopter usually is at least somewhat of a squishy hero, but I mean, luckily for him, he's gotten a lot of kills. They had a very, very strong trialing, much better trialing than Empire was working with, and was able to get a lot of kills and assists, so very good for him. Good farm. Still hasn't spent his money yet. We'll see what he buys. Could be a Daedalus, could be also a MKB. I don't think he has to do MKB because the raiding team is very unlikely to grab a Battle Fury. There's no, Butterfly. There's no agility carries. There's not like it's not an anti-mage. There's not a Faceless Void. He could just go crit region and get caught though. Or does he? There's the sentry being put down. They put it down. He tracks it, runs away, gets out of there. Blowy Brain tries to catch him, but the skewer's going to miss. A little scary for him. But he did have a haste rune, so that was lucky for him. Was able to avoid some of that. Queen of Pain with Aghanim Scepter. There's a disruption going on mid. Region's caught again. There's the ulti. Stun gets landed. Ice Path first actually has ulti, but he's going to stay alive. There is big nukes going down. Wagamama with the Ice Path getting caught again. He's trying to fight it out, but that is what I've been talking about. The combos are too strong for Empire. They finally were able to initiate. They had a vacuum. They had a reverse polarity, and even a Queen of Pain ulti. I mean, that's all they needed. And finally, Pulse gets what they had coming. That is exactly what they had to be worried about, was Empire doing big team fights like that. If Empire can initiate, it's really bad for Pulse. If Pulse can initiate, things are looking good. He did up for MKB, by the way, so he goes for the mini bash. Gives him really good solo target damage. Daedalus also very good solo target damage. I'm not really sure if this is a mistake or not, but it does give them some mini stuns, and they are in a way somewhat limited on these, so I think this is going to be good for them to pick that up. Desolator is what TA is going to be picking up, not going BKB. Definitely pretty worthwhile, I think. The Magnus ulti goes right through Magic Immunity, so that'll be understandable. Magnus is going for Refreshers, the build that Demon popularized first, I believe. Opting for Blink Dagger, you go Arcane Boots, and actually gives you a really good reason to grab Refresher, because you're going to have good mana pool because of the Arcane Boots. So you have big mana pool from the Arcane Boots. It's not like you're looking to DPS anyways. It's more about the Sable. You have other carries to carry for you, and you give them Cleave and Power. You opt for the Refresher, you'll have the mana, and you can end up Reverse Polarity and or Skewering twice, which is pretty impressive. So, Queen of Pain mid now. Could get jumped on. They're looking to do it. Mini is looking to maybe stun. They can't get him, though. They need somebody to start things off, but there's the blink back, actually. They'll be absolutely fine. There's a blink forward dagger. 2 levels on Mini. This could put him in a bad spot. He does have 5 earned charges, but he's running for his life here. They will be okay. Check out the EXP difference. We did check gold graph at the last team fight, but it's going to bounce back off due to that AoE team fight. Oh, Pinoy's in trouble, though. He's going to get caught by the raiding team. Funnick going to throw a dagger. He did not meld dodge this. Slight mistake from Pinoy. Dust is used now, and big damage. Look at that vacuum. There's the ulti as well. They're going to fight this mini. Throws a stun. It's going to miss, but they do track on top of Funnick. Funnick running away. Are they going to catch the other ones, though? The ulti is going to come through by Gyrocopter. Missile as well, and Scandal. Waggle will chase this. Using the flat cannon. He's a little unsure he wants to go on, but there's the Surge. He's chasing. Missile taking some damage. Gallblack taking a lot of damage, actually. Ice Path lands. Could see Gallblack go down. Yep, Shuriken Toss gets the kill. And I think this is going to allow Scandal to escape. Missile's still on cooldown, so he's going to run away. And Funnick, of course, is still alive. Not very easy for him to get killed. TA ends up dying. Was that too Funnick? No, I'm sorry. That was the initial death. So, a couple heroes dying. TP to defend the top lane. That was Magnus pushing. Fishbone will not. Oh, he's actually got a three levels of Surge. I don't think he can catch him, though. He's going to have Skewer as well. And Skewer is used. So, goodbye, Magnus. Kills, deaths, and assists, so look really good for Gyrocopter. 7-1-2. Pinoy sitting well, 5-2-2. Funnick bottom. He doesn't have a lot of mana. He's actually very, very low. Region's going to go invis again. Can somebody TP? Here comes. It's going to be TA. Here comes the Blinken. There's some. Oh, he messed up the Meld Strike going on Funnick. There's the trap being used. And here comes the track. And there's the. Oh, is he going to TP? Did he blink? Okay, he's fine. Man, they hesitated quite a bit on that one. Big mistakes. The Meld Strike missed. He ended up fogging. He Meld Striked. And then he ran over here. Funnick ran over here. That stopped the meld, and that was the brunt of the damage there. Maybe Bounty Hunter should have initiated it earlier, but Funnick was absolutely fine there. Not a whole lot worried. Did they must have Shuriken tossed before he TP'd. I'm not. I didn't think to check that, but yeah, it's a Vlad's pickup for Bounty Hunter. This is something that's more and more popular in the pro scene. One gank, actually, Wagamama is going to be caught by 3. Oh man, he might be able to turn it. Nope, not going to be able to. Does some good damage, but they can't possibly clean up. Mini throws, the Dragon Slave lands on one. Go Black, can they ulti somebody? Blowy Brain gonna put the ulti down onto. Oh, this is bad for them. Ice Path follow up. Dual Breath as well, not good. Mini is solo. The Scream of Pain gets it a little too greedy, wanting to get the kills, and now on Fishbone. He did use Surge, but Demonic Purge does remove buffs, so they were able to kill 4 there. Big mistake from Pulse running in. They thought, okay, Wagamama almost got the kill. We need to just take this. And it didn't happen. They went uphill. They ran into the reverse polarity. They had an Ice Path follow-up, and that is going to turn things around. Empire now getting more and more advantage. The gold graph, once again, not going to be looking that amazing for Empire. All they have working for them is crazy team fight and going to be eventually a Queen of Pain carry. Now, if she picks up a Ghost Scepter first, I wouldn't be too surprised to just see her pick up a Ethereal Blade, maybe. It does do damage based on int now. Queen of Pain is a pretty good int gain. Grabs a lot of int items. She might also just opt for damage. And that might be the smarter choice. She does have Empower, of course, so she's getting about 50 damage from this, which is massive damage output. But she is going to need a damage item. She will need it. I think they have the options. Jakiro gets killed, actually. Bot Rune. Picked off pretty easily. 1 dead. They weren't able to kill Roshan in time, by the way. They had to run away. And that's the problem with them not having a carry. They just don't have the damage. And this is going to allow Pulse to take it. Wagamama taking things up. He's at 1900 HP. I think he needs a BKB, though. Regardless of reverse polarity going through BKB, he needs to be able to stop things like Ice Path, even Shadow Demon and stuff like that. There's the drum actually being used from Wagamama on the low ground. They're getting the vision. There's the Roshan. Roshan does get killed. The Gyrocopter picking up the Aegis. The squishy hero of the team is now more survivable. He can stay alive longer. Is exactly what Pulse needed. So, despite them losing a team fight really badly, Empire ends up putting the Roshan down on half HP. They killed the Jakiro and then easy Roshan. So, decent mistake from Empire there. Let's look at the EXP graph, though. It has been quite far in Pulse's favor. This is when the team fights started happening, though. Templar Assassin killing Jakiro. This is a couple heroes dying in. But it's still their advantage, and it's not looking to get better from Empire. It's not something that I would be too concerned about if I was Pulse. They know that they have a TA, and they have a Gyrocopter. The hardest carry on Empire is going to be Magnus, if you want carry build, which he's not doing. We're going to see Glyph mid, and Pulse is trying to take their gold advantage back, or take some gold advantage. Tower gets killed by Wagamama, and then we'll back off against Scandal on the, I'm sorry, is that Scandal? No, Blair Brain, sorry, on the high ground. He was tracked, though, so they did see him up there. Items coming. It's a Battle Fury, actually. It's not going to be a refresher. Okay, he is going carry build. This is what they need to do. I was just talking about this. They didn't have much carry, and we don't see this very often, but Magnus will be going carry build. Now, the cool thing about this, look at the cleave. You're getting 50% from Empower. You get 35% from Battle Fury. This increases your farm rate. Not that it's a fast Battle Fury, but increases your farm rate and also increases your damage output in a team fight. Now, he may end up needing, he's going to need attack speed. Whether that's going to be a Mask of Madness, an AC, or maybe even selling his Arcane Boots and picking up Treads. Something like that is going to be required, because he will need attack speed. They're going to catch Pinoy bot, and they do. Oh my god, Pinoy gets a kill. He ends up Meld Striking last second and picks off the Queen of Pain. Meld Strike plus Desolator, scary damage. And he's not even caring about a BKB. He's going straight into crit instead. Now the rest of Pulse is going to be taking the top tower on the Radiant side, further increasing their gold advantage. Region going BKB now. Now, the reason that a lot of players are grabbing Vlad's early is because Bounty Hunter's armor is huge. Throw an extra 5 on that, and it becomes a very survivable hero towards physical damage output. The TPs are coming. Actually, we see Region actually cancel. And that doesn't end up going bottom. We're going to see Scandal get caught, though. One Dragon Slave, he'll run away. Not going to get caught there. No way to stop the level 4 Surge. Mini actually being chasing now. He's got to be careful, though. It would be a little bit of a dive here, especially with the creep wave. You never want to dive when you have creeps following you like that, because they're always going to know where you are, basically. An enemy team can swing in, you won't see it coming, you'll be surrounded, you'll always be spotted, you'll take a little damage from creeps. Generally scary stuff. Darkseer picking up Shiva's Guard. Or Shiva's Guard. I love the Shiva's Guard on Darkseer. Huge survivability, 15 armor. It reduces the attack speed of Pulse, all of their heroes. It also does a 200 AoE nuke as well as slow. And I also like that he didn't upgrade his boots. I think Darkseer is one of the heroes that actually doesn't need it. If you're in a long lane solo, Tranquil Boots is usually the go-to, but since he was solo mid, he ended up having a bottle, and he didn't really need the regen from that. I think he just saw the Dragon Slave burn, actually, so he's kind of realizing, I think there's heroes in my jungle. Funix still not able to go into a carry item too well. Had a great early lane, but didn't really turn things out after that. Net worth is actually really good for Magnus now. He's caught up, surprisingly. Despite having a crap early game, not getting a lot of farm in his lane, with the Battle Fury, he's actually caught up by quite a bit, sitting about the same level as Gyro. So that's at least one thing the Radiant team goes for them. They don't have carry potential, but they do have a lot of farm on a lot of core heroes. PA now picking up Crystallis. Crystallis, Daedalus, big damage items. Are they going to catch Funnick? Excuse me. Oh my god, the ulti! Ghost Scepter gets used, and Mini was like, alright, I'll take bonus damage. Throws the ulti down, doesn't get the kill, but do some decent damage to Funnick. He's going to run away. He is so survivable right now. 1600 HP. Even the Ghost Scepter does give him survivability. He just wanted to make sure that he survived there. You wanted Mini to use his ulti. 60-second cooldown on Laguna Blade now, though, so who cares? Throw that thing all the time. Pretty easy to use it. BKB is finished on Gyro. Exactly what he needed. Going to stop things like Ice Path. Nothing's going to stop him from attacking, except for Magnus ulti. That's going to be it. Or unless somebody like skewers him away from the team fight. That's a possibility as well. They're ganking top, actually. Blow Your Brain takes big damage. Daedalus, as well as Crystallis. Too much damage here. He did not get to use Blink. He did not get to use Skewer. He didn't even get to reverse polarity. He gets killed on the top lane, so gold advantage going to him. And yeah, look, now Gyrocopter way ahead in that net worth. Now that he's gotten the items transferred to him. So Gem picked up on Queen of Pain. And it's really just a lot of players looking to get ganks off. Oh, he's in trouble. Roshan is so dead, I think. There's the Soul Catcher. Easy pickup. Nice play by Phonic here. With the Gem. Might see Mini get caught. There's a blink for no dagger, though. Slightly outside of range of the surges while Fishbone's going to run away. Such a good skill to steal. Very similar to stealing things like blink. The benefit is, of course, you can use it on allies. And level 4 is insanely good. 7.5 seconds. It's a haste rune for 7.5. Very good. He doesn't have a lot of items himself, but I know a lot of the other supports are looking good. I think Mini has a Force. Yeah, he does. Force, Earn, and a Drum. They're actually putting farm on Lina, which is something we don't see very often. Shadow Demon is doing the full support, but I think this makes sense. Lina has more late game potential than a hero like Rubik does. It's nice for Rubik to have things like Force Staffs, but Alina can get attack speed from Fiery Soul. You can leverage your mana pool to land more nukes in a team fight, and just generally staying alive longer I think is very crucial for a hero like Lina. 7 seconds for an AoE stun, whereas Rubik is sitting on 18 seconds. You don't get to use Telekinesis very often. You do get to use the Light Strike Array very often if you can. So see what Empire can try to do with this. They're going to start smoke ganking. Looks like Magnus wants to fight this. He's ready to go. They're going to run past the creep wave. It's slight blocked, but I don't think they realize nobody has been broken yet. Blow Your Brain almost getting the skewer up, but not able to do it. Here, Skewer's going to land on Pinoy. Ulti goes down. Here comes the Macro Pyre, and he's like, oh, great Force Staff from Mini. It's going to throw him out of the danger zone, but Pinoy might want to fight this. Go Black goes low. Big ulti on him. Wagmama BKB as well. Flat Cannon is doing its damage, and Blow Your Brain gets killed very, very easily. Surge from Scandal. They are chasing him. They've got tracks, so they are very fast. There's the blink forward. Melt Strike lands, so Scandal's armor is going to be melting away a bit. And now Surge runs out, but he's got another Surge a second. Great Queen of Pain ulti, lands on 3, track on Phonic. I don't think they can grab another kill. Phonic gets low, actually. Man, that Force Staff from Mini was so clutch here. Stun on the high ground. Oh, they get him, Dragon Slave. Great plays out of Pulse there. Save the hero that got initiated on. I still think it was a stretch initiate from Empire, no matter what happens. Regardless of the nice play from Pulse, they tried really hard to take the TA. Best case scenario would have been a blink and skewer to your allies, but they didn't even get that. They had to skewer forward. They didn't even land the skewer. They ultied Pinoy when he used that refraction in full HP. And luckily for Pulse, they were able to respond to that. And regardless, the Force Staff stopped all the follow-up damage. Looking really good for Pulse here. Tower goes down. Wagamama has so many stats. BKB on cooldown for 20 seconds, but there's a disruption. Gonna buy him some time. Dual Breath on Pinoy. He's gonna break his shields, but they're going for the melee racks, and it's gonna go down. Phonic goes in, actually. Ulti being used, and wow, he died so fast. Great plays from Mini. Throwing his combos out really rapidly. The melee rack's about to fall down. One Macro Pyre as well. Go Black may die to region here. 2 hits. There, he gets the kill. Skewer puts him a little bit out, and he does pick him up. Kills are had. Where did the gem go is the question. Blink outs, Mini runs away. He got the gem, so gem is on Lina now. Lina steals the gem. They kill Phonic. They kill Blow Your Brain, I believe. Did they kill him again? I can't remember. But it's looking really good. Oh my god, the net worth now. It is so high. He's gotten so much gold from this. This is track. Think how close they were. There was a period of time where they were even. Now, this might have been before the Black King bar was transferred, so it wasn't a proper representation of his farm advantage, but regardless, he is really far ahead now. I think Butterfly may be the option. Perhaps maybe Daedalus as well you could do. Just a damage item I think is the way to go. He's going to go for a heart. Opts for survivability. Not a bad decision either. I thought for Butterfly, damage output as well as survivability, but if he just grabs heart, he's always going to be full HP. And this is alright, the reason this is so good, especially when you're against a team that doesn't have a lot of carry potential. If you guys are ever on a team that has carries and they don't have carries, if you just tank up, you'll win the game. Because you basically just stop them from ever having abilities to kill you. I mean, teams that don't have carries, they're basically leveraged on their skills to get kills. Things like nukes, things like damage over time spells. Like Jakiro peaks off in damage completely once his skills hit max level. That is the most Jakiro's ever going to do for damage unless he gets items that also accelerate that, like a Veil or something. So if you just get really tanky, you're basically tanking up and matching the extra damage they get from their nukes. They're not going to scale exponentially like a carry will. I mean, Wega, as the game goes on, he's going to continue doing more and more and more damage. Veil only gives you so much, basically. There's a track. They might spot the courier. Are they going to initiate? BKB from Region. Not good for steps. Great stun from Mini. Grabs 2. Go Black will be the second to die. And I believe that was a smoke to catch them. Courier's coming black. Bullerbird running away. But regardless, that was initiation by Pulse and not good for Empire. Pinoy is going to be catching up here. Is he looking to stack? What is he doing? Daedalus is his pickup. Goes 2 damage items. Not very often that we see both of these finished. And a Vitality Booster. Great choice. I think he may go hard after this. He doesn't really need BKB that badly. If he goes Heart with these items, oh man, that's sick. I love that. Such a cool build. But once again, they have no carries. They're relying on a Magnus. He's not really doing exponential damage. He's more just kind of doing a lot of cleave. So if they just get really survivable, they are set. Wagamama very soon will finish this Heart, though. He needs, what, 300 gold? 300 gold and he'll have that finish. He's going to hit the tower now. Tower is being killed. Can they defend it? I don't think they can. Shadow Demon, 1 TP, and this is going to be Jakiro. Here comes 1 ulti. Shiva's guard's going to catch Region, but he does go invisible. Cooldown a little wasted, but pretty low cooldown on that skill. 40 seconds, 45 seconds. And besides, it's more just kind of a fire and forget. Hope to get damage out of its spell. Tower's very, very low. I think they want to fight this, though. Courier's coming. What is it going to be? Aghanim Scepter for somebody? It's Mini. Oh my god, this is a really farm support. 8, 2, and 15. This is not something you see very often. What this does, by the way, he's trying to hit 16 because he's about to... He's got, if you have an Aghanims and you're about to hit 16, you definitely want to level up. He'll get it, I think. He does not need one more bit of EXP to hit 16. It lengthens the range and also increases your damage. Scepter damage now 690. He's going to go up to 1250. There's the nukes come through. He grabs it at level 16. So he now can do 1250 damage ranged nuke from 900 range. Insanely good spell. 50-second cooldown. For support, this is almost unheard of. But Mini's been playing so well, hasn't been dying very much, so this allows him to be able to actually farm those items. And of course, Rubik has been buying so many wards. They can use this on Queen of Pain. Look at her HP. It's not that high. If she ever pops Ghost Scepter, she would just die from this. Literally, she would just die. Blurry Brain's going to get caught, though. He's invisible. Will he TP out? Region sees him. All right, here comes the Shuriken Toss. Shuriken Toss, starting things off. There's the trap. Just died. Just died. He's at half HP. Big mana, though. 700 mana from Lena to use that one. One downside to this is that her mana regen is not super fantastic, but she will be using Arcane Boots to get her mana pool up. Can use that again next team fight, and Blow Your Brain dies. Another death on the only carry on the raiding team, and good game is called. I was thinking the same thing. They don't want this to drag out. I mean, Pulse is ready to push in. They're going to take the tier 2. They were going to push into the racks next, but I mean, as soon as if your Magnus dies that many times, you're just simply not going to be able to win it. Like, that's your only carry potential. Pinoy is getting more items. Wega is getting more items. Their Lena has an Aghanim Scepter, for God's sake. Like, it's just not looking good. There's no point for Empire to play it out. They had to win the early tri-lane, and Pulse was able to win that. They were able to play really, really safe in the mid game and win things out here. I love the Gyrocopter pick. They ended up using Lena very, very effectively. Their tri-lane was excellent, and I think the mistake of Empire was that they got kind of put into playing a weird tri-lane versus Pulse. They grabbed the good heroes, which is Magnus and Darkseer. They picked up Jakiro in the first round, and then they opted for a Queen of Pain versus a Bounty Hunter because they wanted to beat him, and that put them in a really weird tri-lane. So I think I don't know if the mistake was grabbing the Queen of Pain or if the mistake was grabbing Shadow Demon. I'm not quite sure, but regardless, their tri-lane was not quite effective enough. They got outlaned, and that is the end of game 2. Or game 1, sorry. So we'll be back in just a second with game 2, guys. Empire versus Pulse. Pulse takes game 1 against them. That's a huge win. A very, very huge win there. And we'll be back in just a second with game 2. Make sure you stay tuned, and we'll be back in just a bit.